Welcome to a message of gratitude. My name is JoJo Dennis, and before I share my thought of the day, because I like to share how I think, because I don't think like the average person, so it's time for me to share my thoughts or the things I think about. But anywho, I really do want to publicly thank the Almighty for this experience of life. Now, that may seem a little bit heavy to a lot of people, but as time goes on, I probably will reveal more and more of the things I think about, and maybe you'll understand it. So here we go. We'll take it to an Erykah Badu song, Next Lifetime. And I used to listen to that song, and I used to just wonder. Like, wow, I see you next lifetime. Maybe I'll see you next lifetime. Now, some people believe in time. Some people don't believe in time. And whether you do or whether you don't, one thing is true. Whether the soul is immortal and lives on forever, I don't know if we ever probably get to know, but the time in the physical vessel has an expiration date. And that is something everybody must agree on, period. Anywho, back on track, back to that song. As I grow in life, at this point, I don't know if it's a midlife crisis. I don't think it is, because I've always been a person that thinks. And I don't think about superficial things. I don't think about meaningless things. My wonders are vast and extravagant sometimes. Sometimes hard to understand, but for the other person, not for me. But anyway, as I learn and grow in this experience called life, I'm like so amazed, and I'm also very proud of myself. Normally, I really don't give myself flowers, but I want you to see what I see. I look at my niece, and sometimes I look at her, and it doesn't matter if I'm in a good mood, a sad mood, a happy mood. That doesn't have anything to do with it. It doesn't even matter what type of interaction it is. Sometimes I just remember seeing her like as maybe a 6-month-old, because she was always my baby, always in my life, always had her. And now she's a grown woman. And back to the Erykah Badu song, it's like, I'll see you next lifetime. Maybe I'll see you next lifetime. Maybe it'll be butterflies. And so I always wondered if next lifetime was still within the same time frame in this physical presence. Yeah, that's big for some people. And so as I learn and grow and become more and more enlightened, I believe it happens in the lifespan. As you think about it from the standpoint of like from a baby to a toddler to, a little kid, to a teenager, to a grown person. But once you reach a certain point of growth, which I feel like it's your physical, emotional, and mental, at a certain level, your growth stunts in one way, but expands on a whole nother level because now you're super independent. You're not under the guise of somebody else telling you what to do, directing you. And so that's the difference. And so I feel like at every stage of your life, you do experience something painful, because that's how you grow. And so to me, that's a part of like death and rebirth, because when you actually do the work and you heal yourself through that stage and into the next, you are not the same person. Because I look at myself, and again, Facebook memories, it brings things up, and it's like, wow, you know, that's a whole nother person to me, because the me I am right now is me being my authentic self. But also those past memories or versions of me was also my authentic self in that time. Like, that just marvels my brain. I love it. So, to me, I've lived many lifetimes because I've evolved so many times that people who haven't spoken to me in so long, I'm familiar, but yet I'm not. Because I learn, I grow, I transform, and I love it. And you have to, I just love it. You have to grow in life. I know that I've outgrown so many things, and, you know, to me it feels like having a tight shirt on, and it's like, no, this doesn't fit me anymore. And so, you know, in order to move on to the next level, sometimes you just got to leave things behind, not look back, and keep moving forward. And it's like, at this point, in this moment in time, oh my God, I am so happy with who I am and who I'm preparing to be. And I just wanted to share that. So if somebody, anybody is in a space where you are tired of living the life that you've been living, change. For the better, of course. Change. The moment the change happens is the second you decide it. And then before you know it, you won't even recognize yourself until you do. And that's my message of gratitude, that I am so grateful that I always did the work to evolve into the next version of myself. And this right here, woohoo, is only getting better. So, you know, happy holidays. Gratitude.